Welcome to Dying to Know, where we open up about everything that comes with losing a loved one.
Because the only thing that's worse than death is not being able to talk about it.
We're your Bereavement Babes, Leah and Rachel, and today is season 3.
Woo! Season 3, that's kind of crazy.
It is.
It is. It went by fast and slow all at the same time.
But we haven't been here in months now.
Yes, in a couple of months.
We filmed January.
We filmed January. Last episode went out the week before your birthday. Yes, everyone got to know us a little better with our little birthday TikToks.
They were so cute.
Yes, thank you guys for all the love.
Yes,
and it was a lot of work. Yes, thank you.
I watched that like 9 times. I would like play it in a loop.
No, I was getting nervous because you sent mine a little late, and I was like, did Leah forget about my birthday?
You really thought I did.
I was sitting in Puerto Rico just at a bar like, should I text her? Like, you can't forget.
No, of course not.
No.
I was late. I was working. I was in the lab.
It was okay. It came out amazing. And I also watched it about like 9 times in a row.
Good.
Yes.
So from February to now June, what have you been up to? Tell the people where you've been at.
Been working, posting on all of our socials, which I hope all of you guys follow.
Yes.
And then for my birthday, I decided it was time to finally go to Puerto Rico. It was the 33 year, the Jesus year.
Woo-hoo.
I was like, I'm going to Puerto Rico. I did my first solo trip, which was interesting. And
why Puerto Rico? Why was it time for Puerto Rico? What does that mean?
Just because being Puerto Rican, I had never been to Puerto Rico.
That was your first time?
It was my first time. I always feel like I get shamed that I haven't been there yet. So it just felt like it was a good first solo trip. It was a good like by myself trip. I feel like I had so much input on it where it was like it was easy to navigate.
Yeah.
And then I was just excited to go. And then my brother and his little family came and like met up with me, so we got to celebrate our birthdays together.
Oh, cute.
And then I went to Florida for a little bit after and just got to be with family, which was also just like really nice.
Oh yes. You did get to do that.
Yeah,
a lot of traveling.
So a lot of traveling, a lot of like tropical. It did rain a lot in Puerto Rico, but it didn't rain on my parade.
Rain's a good sign.
I hope so, because it rained a lot.
Well, hopefully it's a good sign.
I know. I came back and my mom's like, I thought you'd be a little more tanner than this.
And it's like, no sign.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, it was beautiful. I can't wait to go back. And it was a really great way to start off 33. I can say that.
Good.
Yes.
Okay.
What about
your 33rd year is going well so far?
I think so.
Okay.
It's going by fast.
It is.
Yeah.
We're already halfway done the year.
Like,
33 and it's the third season.
Like
Come on, angel number.
I know. We should look that up.
We already have, though. And I can't it didn't retain it because of the followers.
Yes. But in the reverse, how was your
It was good.
year so far?
So far, so good. I've been busy. Recently, really busy. Like, summer is in full effect.
You're definitely a summer girly.
Yeah. Because I hibernate when it's cold. Like, don't hit me up when it's cold, but when it's hot outside. Because then you can do, like, silly stuff. Like, then you'd be willing just to sit outside or just, like, go to the park. But when it's cold, it's like, you don't want to congregate. Like, leave me be.
Yeah. You don't want to put on all those layers.
Yeah. But outside, like, when it's warm, you can just go without a jacket. So I've been enjoying that.
Yes.
Rehabbing a dresser. That's taken me way too long. It was a really good idea in the beginning.
R.I.P. the bright blue.
Yes, but to paint a dresser, sand it, and do all those things is pretty tough. And then birthday was great.
How was your birthday? Where'd you go?
I went to LA.
And how was that?
LA was cool. I think a lot of people thought I was going to fall in love with the city. It's a great city. I'm not shitting on it. I don't think I'm a West Coast girly.
I know.
It's a little too slow.
Sorry,
for
Twinkle.
me.
I'm sorry. But yeah, there's something.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like a suburb city. And then I like the duality of it, but I don't know if it's me. But I feel like I owe LA another trip. A couple more trips.
Okay.
But,
yeah, no, Cali's a good, it's
but
so
the
big.
Weather,
There's so many,
oh, it's beautiful. I get that. Like, now I'm like, okay, I get it. You're in paradise.
I know, you do get happy there, but sometimes I'm like, after a little too many, I'm like, we're too happy now. Like, let's be a little man.
Yes.
I need a little bit.
But with this being season 3 too, like, how are you feeling about the podcast versus like when we started to now we're like little baby veterans? It's almost a year.
It is crazy because I feel like I don't feel as nervous, I guess, going into it. I think us planning season 3, everything, we like had an in-person meeting. We all got together with our producers and it felt super smooth. And I feel like we felt more confident, like picking our topics and deciding like what went when. Mm-hmm. Where like, I remember last season, I'm like, I've never even heard of ambiguous grief. Like, why are you forcing this on me, Leah?
Yeah, you
I feel like there is a confidence to it. I will say over this time I had like a little bit of imposter syndrome, like should I still be talking about grief, like who am I? Yes, because I feel like I get hit up a lot, like how should I like talk to a person, what should I say to someone like if they pass, and I feel like I messed up, like
you messed up.
Yeah, like I feel like I hit up a friend and like they didn't want to be hit up, or like,
okay.
I don't always know the best advice to give, or I feel like I also, like, grief comes in waves. My grandma was also sick during this time, so I feel like I went through a wave of grief, and I'm just like, I should know how to have it together by now. Like, this is what I talk about. This is my second little, like, job, side hustle thing. So I feel like I definitely had a wave of, like, imposter syndrome with it. And, like, when it came to, like, do I really, like, who am I to be talking about it? So I feel like there's a wave of it, which is interesting because I feel like that's just how grief is. Like, it comes and goes, and, like, you really don't know what it comes with. Exactly. So I feel like it surprised me, and then I had to, like, figure, like, my life out. And then I feel like us coming together and, like, having the meeting in person and us all being so excited, and, like, we have guests coming and, like, so many point of views. And I feel like doing our little mini, like, guest, like, feeding or vetting, I guess. Or whatever.
Like pre-interview things we were doing.
And just hearing them being excited and interested to share their point of views on everything made me excited again. I'm like, you want to know what? Like, I feel like each of them in their own way said, like, we should be talking about this more. Like, and it just made me feel like, you want to know what? We are doing what we're supposed to be doing. Like, it validated you. Yes, because I feel like I did go through a weird wave of, like, am I supposed to be, like, doing, like, who am I kind of to be talking about it?
No, I think that makes sense. I guess I felt a little, I didn't feel like this season, but I feel it, like, often throughout just as we film this and, like, work on it. But, like, I feel like we're definitely more confident now and comfortable. I think definitely more comfortable from the first season till now. I think, like, confidence also comes in with, like, planning the episodes. Like you said, we had the in-person meeting. So that felt good. Was nice. I really was like, oh, I like this like, better than our, like, FaceTimes or just, like, you know, phone calls.
Yes.
But I'm excited for this season.
Yeah.
I know I had my, like, baby spiral where I called you.
I know.
Because I felt like it's weird because I felt like collectively we were better prepared and had meetings. But personally, I felt like I was dropping the ball everywhere because my schedule was so tight, or like I didn't have a lot of free time to really put into it. So I had to make it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I was not being the best person with time management, which is something I struggle with. So personally, I just didn't feel confident. Like I felt like you and Miguel had it in the bag, and I was like, who am I? Like, I'm dragging a team, and you're only as strong as your weakest link. So I don't know if that was imposter syndrome or, like, really what to call that, but I felt that way. But now that I'm sitting here talking to you, it's, like, all coming to me, and I feel good about it.
I feel like that's where we balance out each other, the yin and the yang, where I feel like you call me spiral. I'm like, Leah, like, why are you even spiraling?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the easiest
You were so confident about it. And I was like, am I tripping?
No. And then I felt bad because then it, like, spiraled down to Miguel. I was like, Miguel, we need this all together the next day.
Oh, you spilled onto him?
Yes, because then I was like, am I too chill? And then I was like, you need to do it. So,
damn, you know, we make it was a domino effect.
What's been good about our dynamic is somehow we're still on the same page, whether it means, like, you need to pick me up or I need to pick you up. Like, I feel like every time we have the call, we're just like, what are we doing? We're like, no. Like, this is it. Even if we don't like it, we're on this. Like, I feel like we've somehow winded up where, like, we need to be.
And I like that we're never the same at the same time. Like, when I'm freaking out, you're not. And then vice versa. Because if it's the same at the same time, I wouldn't know what that would look like. No. So I hope it doesn't happen. But you're right. Like, we do have each other's back. We're able to, like, talk each other off the ledge or, like, gas each other up when we need to, like, you know, push somebody forward.
No, 1,000%. I feel like that is what has gotten us here to season 3. Because even, when I was stressing about ambiguous grief, you're like, I got this. Yeah. You're going to listen to all these definitions and we're going to push
I was
through.
like, just go over me. Just talk to me about it. I was like, I know everything. But that was not true. And that ended up being really good. And you said you enjoyed that afterwards.
Yeah, and I think I learned a lot about myself and maybe why I, like, miss certain things about certain issues that go on with my life. And I feel like even this episode, I'm like, wait, did we get an ambiguous grief one in here?
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like it becomes a part of you. And I feel like that's what's gotten this going for so long. Or not for so long, but to season 3.
Yeah. But then I want to do a mental health check-in on, like, your grief. So it's been a year for the show. We're on our 3rd season, but it's also been 3 years since your dad has passed. So, like, how do you feel about your current grief journey? And, like, what does that look like for you right now?
I think for me, I've learned to understand that, like, different things will hurt more than, like, what, like, I feel like I'm starting to understand that, like, my dad isn't in my life, but I feel like opening day at baseball hurts more than like maybe Father's Day, which we've been able to, like, reroute to, like, making it for my brother. So I feel like we're learning to, like, live without my dad. But, like, I kind of said a little earlier, hearing my grandma is getting, like, a lot more sick, and it could be, like, like her time a little more sooner. It's just, I think that for me, where it was almost like not grieving my grandma, but I'm like, oh, another piece of my dad is going to be lost.
Got it.
And I feel like that's where I almost spiraled. And I'm just like, here I am thinking like I'm prepared for death and I know what this death journey looks like, or I know how to handle things. I'm just like, and then I'm like, another piece of my dad. Like, I feel like you can't catch a break. So I feel like I feel like I'm learning that grief is just like literally always with you. Yeah. So I feel like I've gotten certain handles on certain things, but like the world just surprises you every single day.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, that's beautifully said.
Yeah. What about you? I know today's not a special day, but like
today would be the anniversary, 3 years since my dad has passed. I feel okay today. Yeah. I know we like talked about like filming today and like what that would feel like. I think for me recently, like specific days, maybe his birthday or like Father's Day hasn't really gotten to me. It's always like a fleeting memory. Like if I see a box of vanilla wafers, that might get me. Yeah. And that could be on any day. It doesn't have to be like that particular day. But I think like you, I don't know. I feel like a little bit optimistic about life. I saw something posted. I don't know if you reposted it or if you liked it, but it was like a circle and it was like, this is your grief. And then it was a circle growing around it that was larger. And it was like, you'll always have grief, but your life around it is going to get bigger. Yeah. So I feel like now I'm in the point where the circle is not as large and the life around it is bigger. Yeah. So like you said, I'm constantly living with it, but it's not the like focus. It has its moments and I have my time and I feel my feels. And then also just learning to live without him. But I feel like the biggest part of my life where I feel his absence is only when I'm with my family. Really? Yeah. The family dynamics have changed so much to me. Yeah. Immediate family dynamics. And I knew it was going to happen. And obviously we felt it like the first day. But now 3 years later, it's like we're living without the CEO of the company.
No. Oh, and my God. And we're still functioning. I'm like, do we make this our own episode? Because that is so relatable too. Where I just feel like decisions.
Exactly. No one can make them. It's like the people in accounting are still working and in shipping and we're still making the product, but like no one's in charge anymore. Yeah. And the people in accounting think they can talk to you any old kind of way and then they think they're the boss and you're like, no, this is how it should be. So it feels a little chaotic there. I mean, but it is what it is. Like when that happens, you just have to kind of maneuver. Everyone plays their role in the family. So yeah, I'm just trying to get around that.
Yeah, no, I think I 100% agree. Yeah. Where I feel like you stated it so perfectly. I think the only other place is I still feel like just being a single girly. Like I feel like for me, I'm like, damn, I still don't have like that person. Where
that sense of security.
Yes, I just miss that sense of security. Or just miss having like that good man like in my life. Like being single and getting older and like it's still being so rough out here. So I feel like that is like where I feel the gap the most, where I'm just like, damn, like.
And I wrote that down too, the sense of security of like the financial security, any like net that a girl needed, it would come from the dad. And now you kind of go like, oh, I guess I just have to figure this out. Or I got to Google it. Yeah. Yeah, which I've never used to do.
I know. I remember like calling my dad, I think in Pennsylvania. Yeah. I'm like, how do I begin to pump gas? Because I'm from Jersey and we don't do that over here. So I feel like I do miss like or even like when like the baseball, I remember half of the dates I would go on, I would just like regurgitate everything he told me about baseball.
To sound like you knew more.
Yes. So I feel like it's there, the like that emptiness of that security, that man that like will always have your back no matter what. I feel like we like really just have to pick it up and be strong. And sometimes it's a lot being strong all the time.
Absolutely. And there's other men in like my life that are filling that void. Like I have brothers, I have wonderful uncles and like a godfather. No, but it's still just like
I know that like right no matter what you did,
no one can replace that. Yes. Yeah, and
you were just perfect in their eyes. It's I miss having someone where they just were like, you're perfect.
Nothing's wrong with you. You are perfect, and I'm obsessed with you.
Yes, right.
No, that's a different kind of love.
Yeah,
that's true.
I don't know if I asked you, but what are you most excited about for this season?
Ooh, no, we haven't talked about that. So top of season 3. I'm excited, I guess, about the interviews. Yeah. We have one interview I'm really excited about. Can I say? You think I can say? Oh, okay. Whatever. It's our show. We can say whatever we want. We have a really special guest that's going to come on and talk about fashion. So we did a fashion episode, Funeral Drip. Season 1, which did really well. And obviously I love clothes and fashion, so I want to talk more about it, but she's more specifically into like color and theory, and like we were thinking like brown, green, red, and she's giving like cerulean blue or like limes and stuff like that. And I'm like, what? These colors?
Yeah.
So I want to hear all more about the psychology and like therapy behind it, and she's going to give us an assignment. And I mean, you have a little game coming up. So I don't know. I'm really looking forward to this like new segment that we're going into. I think we really were thoughtful this season how we wanted to like piece things and how they're going to be aired. So I'm excited for it all. What about you?
No, I agree. I'm excited and nervous about the interviews. I'm also excited because the structure is going to be a little different for everyone. Yeah. So I hope you all are following us on Dying to Know _pod, POD, on every single platform. We made sure we checked every single platform.
Twitter, Instagram, TikTok.
And then if you're watching us now, you're watching us on the TheTelly channel on YouTube.
Yes. And then it can listen.
On Spotify and Apple Music. And it should be Pandora, but we don't know about that.
Or anywhere you get your podcast. Still working on the audio portion.
But so you can literally find us anywhere. Yeah, and if you have a TikTok idea for us, please drop it below.
Yeah, any social.
We're trying to be TikTok girls, and it's hard.
Yeah.
So give us a challenge.
It's consistency. We just need to be better with being consistent.
Yeah. I know. I think that is a goal for season 3. It's to push ourselves. Yes. I feel like if I have one little goal for us, is to push ourselves a little bit more on TikTok for more organic ones, because our episode ones are beautiful. We get compliments on those all the time.
That is true. Yeah. And then my goal for us is a better presence on social media. We be slacking, and it really do be on me, but I'm going to get better at like recording our TikToks.
Yes, but I do appreciate everyone who interacts with us. Like when it came to like when we asked about like what songs make you cry, what movies or TV shows you go to talk about grief or death, like I feel like, or even just like any questions that have related to the episodes, I feel like we do have an amazing following who loves to participate, and everything is read, everything is shared in the chat. So thank you guys for always reaching out.
Absolutely. Today's episode is dedicated to Rachel's dad's favorite baseball player, Gil Hodges, who played for the New York Mets. Again, we're your Bereavement Babes, Leah and Rachel, and we'll see you on the other side.